All right, I'm recording.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just use.
Keep. This is very informal. Go ahead and just keep fucking with it.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It says it's using it, but it's not. So computers. Maybe it's a setting in what is this thing called Zoom? What is this thing?
There was a setting I had to use to be able to hear it through my headphones as well.
Aha! How about now? Speak. Say words.
Oh, me. Yeah. Hello. We good?
Good mark. Select a microphone.
Riveting.
There we go. Got it. Yep. All right.
I just did
riveting podcast of me troubleshooting.
I just did a 2.5 hour recording with my cousins. One was in Virginia, one in Georgia, one in Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
And it took. We spend a lot of time doing background, like choosing virtual backgrounds. Like here, I just since I don't have a solid screen behind me, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, you don't have a green screen behind you?
I do not.
That's
But I think that looks kind of cool. I got like half a face of.
You're definitely a cyborg or something.
Yeah. So, but I'm not going to leave that.
No, I wouldn't either. I wonder if a virtual background would get rid of my water heater.
Probably. The more solid behind you, the better.
Oh, well, that's not at all.
You can give it a shot.
I don't know how to do it. Where's the buttons?
So, are you on a laptop?
Yep.
If you just scroll over, like kind of, so the bar pops up at the bottom. It has like mute, stop video, and all that.
Yeah.
There's a selector next to stop video, a little arrow up.
Choose virtual background. Look at that.
There you
go. Oh, this is pretty. Let's try that. Oh, I gotta download it. Why are you gonna make me download it?
I didn't have to download anything. There were a couple default ones.
You can use virtual backgrounds without green screen after download.
Oh, well, whatever.
We could tag this as tutorial on virtual backgrounds. There we go.
See, sweet. How did yours?
Because mine's awesome and yours is not. Yeah. So there. Should I just leave that up?
Yeah.
Definitely better than.
So did you have? I have green screen checked.
No. I'm just better at this game, apparently.
Oh, it's because it says your computer doesn't meet the minimum requirements.
She just like poked her head around the corner over there. I think that was her.
Who?
Your wife. Could have been a kid.
No, that was. I think that was Nora.
Oh.
All right. Well, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm fine without it.
Indeed.
No, so it was fun. I ended up having a couple drinks. I'm gonna play this one before I play the cousin one. It got dark. It got pretty dark. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, probably darker than my. The only conversation I've had with a cousin today was fighting with my Republican cousin on Facebook.
Oh no! There was a lot of anal sex jokes.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean a lot. So anybody who's listening to this one and then wants to listen to the next one, if you're put off by very off-color humor, maybe skip that one.
Watch the
or not. Whatever.
The Dave Chappelle. He got the Mark Twain Award.
Yeah, I just
for
watched that
American humor. Did you watch that? Hey, not about the content; it's about the art.
Yeah, so. Exactly. That's literally. We in fact we talked about that on the cousin cast.
So. It took me about 48 hours to watch it because I can't watch anything for 5 minutes. I assume eventually you'll hear bloody murder screaming in the background. That's just average day.
Well, once now that you got Plex up, I gotta get caught up on the Masked Singer. I'm gonna do that next.
Yeah, when you see me looking above, I'm going through and deleting things that either are probably on Netflix now or just not needed to be kept because I am out of storage.
Oh yeah,
and that's part of why it keeps crashing. So yeah, okay. Rememory with who is this? It doesn't even have actors listed. Peter Dinklage.
Huh.
Never heard of it. Time to delete it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So here we are. We've been quarantined for a while now.
It's been 3 weeks since we've done one
at
of
least. And it's been even longer since we've done a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got? We got a few things to go over, don't we?
It was like 2 days before the shelter at home thing hit.
Yeah,
it was like the last.
A lot of good stuff has been happening as a result, though, in the community.
Yeah, they are really coming together.
A lot of people banding together and giving. I wanted to, before we get into that, I wanted to talk about Sabadash.
Sabadash. He did it phonetically for us.
Yes,
Sabadash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure?
That's how he phonetically wrote it.
Okay.
It's a new. I don't want to call it an agency or an advertising platform. I would say it's more of a community-minded, helping platform. I guess
you're overcomplicating it. I think it's an app that is affordable, much more affordable than any other marketing or method of reaching your potential customers. So it's a way to connect with potential customers.
And it's something that you need, and it's something that I don't think it requires being sold on anything. I think the way they're doing business is see a need, fill a need. So you got businesses in town that have offers. They give the offer to Sabadash, and you get them as you need them. I mean, that's basically it.
Yeah, it's my understanding you have you have your own client portal that you can update your stuff in. I actually just got a little bit of a lowdown on another app that was very similar that made me think of it. I was like, oh, this is kind of like that. But it's local based. I mean, he has the potential, obviously, to take it elsewhere, but it's a one-time investment.
The key is, though, it's local. It's all local. It's 100% local.
Right.
We have several organizations in town that claim to be local but really aren't.
Correct.
When it comes to where your ad dollars are being spent, and this is not one of those.
Right.
And I'm not gonna name names about who's running Sabadash. I think everybody that wants to know can know. And because we haven't talked to that person about talking about it on the podcast at all.
Correct.
But I think that this person really does have the community in mind with what they're doing, and I think it's going to end up being something super cool. And right now, is he still doing it free? During the crisis?
Yeah, because he doesn't have the app up. The app isn't set to be done until I believe June or July. So it's like a desktop platform, I believe.
Yeah,
now.
Kind of like a beta almost.
Yeah.
But because the community needed it, he kind of rushed it into I guess main swing for right now, and as such is not charging just because quote it's the right thing to do, and I think it is. A lot of these places what you usually advertise at they want to just go for the cash, and they've been taking. I mean, you and I come from that world, and we know. I could see. I happened to be listening to the radio the other day, and all the ads are. There's barely any local direct now. I don't think anybody can afford to advertise locally, except for, which I'm not sure if they're doing this as a joke or if there's some dark humor behind it. But there's like all the funeral homes, and there's even a job fair for a cemetery that they're advertising right now. So
it's definitely not dark humor. Nobody knows if they had intent for humor, someone would have said, no, that's probably not a good idea.
And I know there's no humor. You and I both did it that at one of those sales meetings on Monday morning, it was, hey, who can afford to advertise right now? And what do we see coming on the horizon? Hey, I know.
People won't stop dying.
Yeah.
Actually.
Anyway, I just wanted to point it out. Anybody who's listening, Sabadash, Sabadash.
Yep.
Right now, and I think it's just not .com, .app, app. If you want to check that out, they're on Facebook.
That is not it.
Well, Facebook is. It said it was like sabotage that app or something like that. But anyway, check them out on Facebook.
Ancestry.com. It's going to tell me all
Facebook has
about.
all the links, and check it out. It's going to be. I think it's going to be great for the community, great for all of us. But and this is a non-paid advertisement for them. Obviously,
Correct.
we just think it's a good deal. But also, Sula's is open now for takeout, and we do have limited delivery. Sula's Cucina.
Only to certain residences?
Well, mainly to businesses. We've been delivering. Anthony's been our delivery guy. He's been delivering for us here and there. Probably no residences, but to businesses. He's been going like to the hospital and stuff. So it's we're just kind of taking it as it comes. But they're open. Good times, lots of good food. Those kebabs, you had some the other day, didn't you?
Yeah. We cheated. They were good, very good.
How was did you have the kebab or the gyro?
I had the kebab.
Yeah,
I mean, they were both in
so
the bread for the gyros. But
that kebab is so awesome. But yeah, I made. We had meatless tonight. I made tofu nuggets, fried tofu, buffalo fried tofu nuggets.
Tofu nuggets.
So good though. I mean, really. Dry it out real nice and fry it up just like a chicken nugget, like a tender.
Right.
And I made homemade fries. It was delicious. Little Frank's Red Hot. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Still playing with the background.
I got bored with the thing. Yeah. If I turn my head this way, my whole head's there. But if I turn it this way, it disappears into the earth.
Yeah, it's something to do with the. Yeah. I need to get a green screen. I think that's going to be the next.
You.
I meant to put a green screen up, so because you can download other pictures too.
Yeah. I mean, you can download pretty much anything, I believe.
Like I tried doing my Rage Against the Machine fist, but I just get that.
Jesus. Well, that seems like a silly place to put the fist. You'd have to like sit off to the side, or they should have it on the side.
It's centered in the picture that I downloaded. So
there's my hand. There goes my hand.
Anyway, so we've been doing our thing, hanging out, only leaving when we have to.
As exciting as literally everyone else.
Yeah, I know. But I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, and I started listening to that Adventure Zone that Allie told us about.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I have been talking on text, and I think we've got a good plan together. We're basically gonna blatantly rip them off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine.
And do our own thing. But Allie and her boyfriend Aaron, and then you and I and my son Anthony are going to do a D&D cast.
Fuck yeah.
So that's going to be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not, talking to Aaron particularly. He seems to be really into it. Like when I approached him about it, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm starting a new campaign. I'm really into D&D. And do you use version blah blah?" I mean, he was like going on, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm really just doing this for laughs."
Yeah.
So I hope nobody gets super annoyed with me that I'm not taking this very seriously at all.
It's going to be pretty sweet.
I mean, I'm going to give it, for real. I'm not going to, just, I just heard something. It's like I got a notification somewhere. Oh. You have to pause for a second?
Yes.
Go ahead. I'll keep riffing here. Dan had to leave for a minute. Instead of just telling me he had to go, he sent me an instant message, which stopped my flow. Probably had to go check on the kids. I'll probably maybe edit out a bunch of this before it goes to air. Probably not. Anyway, we're doing the D&D podcast with Aaron, Allie, Anthony, myself, and I believe Dan is going to be our DM. My hope is that through learning about Dungeons and Dragons, I will learn how to be a little more creative in how I build worlds and imagination. I've always wanted to see what goes into the game, because as a kid I was never allowed to even talk about Dungeons and Dragons. I grew up in Central Texas down south in the 80s, and the whole thing about D&D when I was a kid was obviously that by playing it you're opening yourself up to the devil, and by that the only people that played Dungeons and Dragons were people that kidnapped and killed children and um, did devil shit. And I'm almost 100% positive that none of that is true. I mean, we'll know once I start playing D&D. I mean, obviously Dan is pretty messed up, and he plays a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, so maybe there is something to it. But I just kind of want to see what it's all about. And they talk about you have to build your own character, and you really kind of have to immerse yourself in this world. And I thought it was just about taking turns, rolling dice, and just seeing seeing if one person beats another by rolling dice. Basically, I thought it was a less cool craps game with different sized dice. That's not the case at all. Listening to this other podcast, you really jump into the world, and you become your character. You have to use there is some skill, and there's teamwork involved. You have to know what's happening with all of your team members, as they start getting low on hit points, or what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and how you approach each challenge throughout the game. And no one game is the same. There's I see a little kid looking at me. She's sitting next to Dan's chair, probably wondering why I'm just rambling into the. Is that Phoebe? Hello. Oh, she doesn't have the headphones on. She can't hear me. There, I think she ran off. But like I was saying, so anyway, I think it's going to be an interesting, and you don't need a lot to play D&D. Apparently, you just need the dice and some pen and paper. My cousin RJ was telling me that the version he played, you had to have like a little man, like a little figurine to move around on a board and stuff. From what I've been listening to and from what I've seen, you don't really need all of that. You just need to. It all happens in your head. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to it. I think the next step is we're going to build characters, and from what I could tell, there's a character sheet, and there's things you fill out and figure out how much you can. You roll dice and stuff to figure out what your strengths and weaknesses and blah 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 are. So, is that Dan? Did I see him coming back? Guess not. Anyway, so that's that. Quarantine. This actually feels a lot like quarantine. Sitting here talking to myself, kind of like I've been doing for the past 3 weeks when I haven't been working or shopping for necessities. Been watching a lot of TV, a lot of movies, catching up on my stories, as they say. I kind of believe that Tiger King has been done to death in social media. Maybe one day we should sit down and really peel back the onion on that. I think posterity will decide how that show is going to be judged. Already, though, I'm just going to say it's fucking bananas for what it is, lowbrow humor. Not humor, just a tragedy. It's like it's Greek tragedy almost in the stupidity and the fact that there's really no redeemable characters in the whole thing. I think the most redeemable character is the chick that gets her arm bit off by a tiger, and even that's a stretch because I mean she stuck around after that. I mean, good on her for being a hard worker, but I think when you get your arm bit off by a tiger in a cage, it might be time to look at a different profession. I don't know. But And it looks like Dan is coming back. He's putting the headphones back on.
Jesus fucking Christ.
There he is.
Anyway, what have you been talking to yourself?
I rambled on about D&D for a while. Kind of the broad strokes what we're going to be doing. The next step is going to be character building, which we're not going to do today. We maybe you and I could just do that offline. We don't need to document all of that.
No, we could do it and then talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be kind of fun to do, to let you stumble through it. But
oh, absolutely. I've been looking at the paper. I kind of I've got a basic idea of how it works, just a matter of making sure I'm not screwing it up. And honestly, it's not like I'm reporting to any kind of governing body here. So if I do screw it up, whatever.
Yeah, it sounds like it's actually easier with this new version.
Sure.
New version. I played fourth a little bit, but not actually under a governing body, if you will, which is a little ironic. But
what is it that I have? In fact, I got it right here.
You should have fifth. It's been out for a while. I don't think there's anything else available.
Anthony gave me his dice set. Because I couldn't find the dice that the starter set came with.
I have good news. They're fairly cheap. I don't.
Well, it's fine. I'm good.
There you go. Oh, that's pretty. I used to have one that was like the size of my fist.
So how would I tell what version? Shouldn't it say on the front or?
Probably in the.
Since this is the starter's rule book. What you do last night? D&D encounters. What the hell? That sounds like a weird. Okay. Lost Mine of Vandelever. I'm not seeing normally I know where it should say X edition or whatever.
Right. It looks what little I can see of it in this image on somewhere. I think it's Target's website. It looks like it is fifth. I think. Wow. But I linked you all of my PDF.
Oh, okay. That's anyway, what you sent me earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, either way, at least this will tell me how to do it and everything. Yeah, I'm kind of stoked. I was telling when you were gone. I was never allowed to play D&D as a kid because, devil, obviously, Satan, soul. I will join a coven of witches and become a child murderer.
Of course.
But so I'm pretty stoked. Not about the child murdering thing. I'm hoping that does not happen.
I haven't read through the campaign yet, so maybe we'll see. I might be able to slide it in.
Well, literally. So, oh wait, that's your other message. Okay. No, so yeah, I'm excited. And then I started talking about Tiger King because I needed something else to talk about.
Oh my god. I've not watched it. I don't know what it's about.
Dude, when we stop, go up and start Tiger King.
No. It's just the worst thing.
No, it's so awesome. It's the best. It's the best thing. It's compelling. It's like it's a redneck Greek tragedy. And it's amazing.
I already have a strong dislike for most Netflix documentaries. I don't know what it is.
You don't have an attention span. That's the problem.
It's just societies. They latch onto them, and then it controls everything we do for like a month, and then squirrel, and we do another thing, and then it's a month, and there's so much obsession with it. I hate it. I have that. I think we call it the LaFouse, where it's.
Oh yeah, you're contrarian.
Everyone loves it, so I can't.
Yeah, that's specifically the LaFouse. I love giving him shit about that. We were watching when we were in DC last. It was right after Man of Steel came out, the Superman, and it wasn't a great film, but it was. I didn't mind it so much, right? And he was just like, "It's the worst piece of shit ever." And Anthony was still pretty young at the time. He goes, "Why?" And I said, "Well, that's because LaFouse doesn't like good things, doesn't like being happy, and he hates he hates not being miserable, so that's why. And he agreed. He agreed with me.
Killer of joy.
But, yeah, so yeah, I've just been hanging out. Getting fat and out of shape and working on my alcoholism. So
I had 2 runs. It was like Operation Get My Ass Back into Running Shape. And I did it twice, and it was about a week ago. In my defense, though, I got super sick for like a week after that, but not with the COVIDs. Just COVIDs. Sinusitis, but
yeah.
So try that again now.
Last night was my last night driving.
Was it? Congratulations.
Yeah, quit that. No more hauling COVID samples around. So I can let my beard grow back now.
All right. Nice.
But, yeah. Been having a good time at the restaurant. Our wine thing, we should be having wine pretty soon. I just sent everything out again.
Okay.
That's the state of the union, man. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, there's literally nothing going on at the moment.
Now that I got a handle on this Zoom thing, though, I did have a few people that wanted to do podcast via this.
Yeah.
I know Lisa Olson said she wouldn't mind doing. I had an idea about reading public domain stories.
Mm-hmm.
So many people have been doing that lately. And Lisa said she would do it. Pick up a story, and we may, maybe we could do it. Depends on how much longer we're going to be in quarantine. But I tried. I started reading Great Gatsby, and that's really hard to do. To do it. Because I notice when I start reading, like when I read, I read pretty fast, and my I know where the words are, and my brain just kind of skips over some of the smaller ones. I know what the sentence is saying, but then when it's time to read out loud, it's hard, especially
right.
there's complex sentences and stuff, and maybe that's what Trump's problem is when he reads his speeches.
Maybe.
Yeah, perhaps. But anyway, so she said she would be down to do something via Zoom. Maybe I could touch bases with her again. After this one, I'm going to air the ones I want to do with my cousins. That, like I said, that was a shit show. It was a lot of fun, but it's a shit show. You're going to have some patience to get all the way through that one.
Are you going to tie this to YouTube now?
I suppose we could. I got it saved as a video and a audio, so might as well.
Right. I think we should.
Yeah.
We have a YouTube channel. I mean, there's nothing on it.
There will be soon then, I guess.
Right.
I was trying to think of who else we could get. I showed some interest. I doubt Mario will do it. I think maybe. Well, we could do when we do our D&D stuff. Obviously.
Yeah.
That'll be on there.
Yep. It'll have to be.
But yeah, I mean, unless you could think of somebody else, and anybody listening, if you want to jump on, go right ahead and let us know. We need content.
Right. I think we should start. I mean, we do since we're doing blatant ripoffs. Start taking input from the audience, if we will, if they have any input for what we're doing. Once we start getting it going, of course, we don't want to.
Sure. Yeah, they could just throw it up on the Facebook page. It'd probably be the easiest. Or if we're on YouTube, hit the YouTube comments.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to do it.
But yeah, I don't know. We got at least another half a month in quarantine, social distancing and whatnot. And I really don't think it's going to be over.
Somebody, it was Fosse that said, I call him Fosse, like Bob Fosse, but I think it was him that said maybe by November. Like at the earliest.
It's all clear?
No, that like some semblance of normalcy.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe by November.
Yeah, and even then, I don't think things are going to be the same ever.
Right.
They're talking about, like handshakes are gone. No more handshaking ever. Which is fine by me. I always thought that was kind of a weird thing anyway.
Right. No.
What did we talk about?
It would be weird, like an entire generation now is going to grow up without handshakes. And then they're going to look back like, God, parents are so weird. They like touched other people to seal contracts.
Well, you see, you met a perfect stranger and decided to touch each other's hands. What the hell was that about?
Right.
You saw
the days of intimate contract.
Have you ever seen Demolition Man movie? Sylvester Stallone and
forever ago.
That's how they greet each other. Fellow greetings, and they just do this.
Touching.
Fellow greetings, John Spartan.
See something about how Demolition Man had a lot right about what we're doing right now, including the no toilet paper.
Yeah. The 3 seashells. I should send you a there was a GIF I found on Reddit. I'm gonna find it real fast. I'll send it to you. It was just they figured out what the 3 seashells did. Copy. This is just riveting podcasting right now.
Yeah. Wait for
there. I just sent it to you. I wonder if we could share that. If you get it, I send it on.
This post has been removed by the moderators of our WTF.
Oh man. Okay, never mind.
You though, but it's there. I'm seeing the video anyway though. You.
Can you share the screen?
I probably can. Here, let me go. You're gonna make me learn how to do something else in this. Share screen. Green button. Got it. Okay, so
there it is.
Wrong.
There's the 3 seashells.
Oh God, but they get it so clean. Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I can feel it.
I said that to my friend Travis, and he was like, "Oh my God, I literally almost just threw up." So anyway, there's a mystery solved.
There's that. Got it.
Oh, what else?
It's something else we wanted to talk about. I was trying to scroll up in your chat. I have 2 mice here. Two. This is, you can't see them because of my background.
Mm-hmm.
Madness. I keep grabbing the wrong one. Inside is the big computer. Outside's the little one. Okay. I was trying to scroll up in her chat because you had like an agenda.
Oh, well, we wanted to talk
the giving
about
table.
The giving table, yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's been super cool. Mm-hmm. People have been donating food and leaving them out in various locations, basically through Beer by Bike Brigade. Mm-hmm. Is where the main point. Yeah, I don't know if he's running it or if he's just facilitating, putting the word out. But basically, a bunch of people have been setting up tables on their boulevards with food that's been donated. I know our friend Wendy Storant, mm-hmm. donated a bunch of her salsa one day. Quick Trip donated a bunch of eggs one day, and like potato chips another. Bananas. There was a big table right down the street. Chuck Barons lives right down from me.
Yep.
Banana table. What else? Eggs?
Like those, because you see those library mm-hmm. little huts all over the place that have been around for years. It's kind of like that, but for food.
If you need it, take it. If not, spread the word. I know Mario's been posting on the Beer by Bike Brigade site that these are happening. So, mm-hmm. Anybody interested, check that out. Anybody interested in donating, of course. Mm-hmm. Just a lot of really good. I think obviously it sucks, but tragedy sort of brings out the best in people. I remember when 9/11 happened. Those few months afterwards, you really couldn't go anywhere without feeling like you were part of something.
Right.
That people banded together, and for a few shining months we were a country. We weren't two bitterly divided political parties. You see that a little bit here. This is a little different, and I don't quite get that warm and fuzzy feeling I did post 9/11. It's hard. It sucks to put it in.
You're not crying down the interstate to Eric Clapton.
Yeah. But I think people are realizing slowly that there are some things that can be solved by being nice to one another. and that's kind of good. Hopefully that'll carry over until it after this is all over, people can remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully they do. I mean, I don't. Maybe it's just this particular community, but so they've always been pretty good about that. I mean, everybody's got their own political stance that they're vehement about on Facebook, but when they're out and about, like Fight the Flood that Andy Hughes and friends put on a couple of years ago, and different things like that.
Terry was in on that. Didn't Terry? Wasn't Terry an
organizer? Yeah, Terry was the behind the scenes organization. Him and Pat Stevens, of course. Mm-hmm. They got the logistics of it, and Andy got all the bands together, and they whipped that thing together quick.
That was really cool too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they ended up raising was it over $100,000? I remember.
Yeah, that was nice. Speaking of Terry, what's your thoughts? I know they said 4:00 on Monday they're going to put out the results of the mayor.
Yep. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, there's no like exit polling for the local municipal mayor race. So.
Do you happen to? I mean, what was the feeling? Do you know what the feeling in town was? I mean, I know Terry's super popular, but
Yeah, I haven't gotten. I mean, he didn't. He was like a distant second in the primary back in February, but there was like zero coverage on it prior to that. I think there was one article introducing all 4 of them, and that was it. So I think now that people had 2 months, March, April, 2 months to know about it and all the yard signs and stuff, I started seeing some I don't even know her name off the top of my head. The other, the one that took over briefly, the incumbent, so to speak. I started seeing some of her signs pop up over the last couple of weeks, but prior to that, it was all I saw was Terry Bauer signs. So if that's an indication,
depending on turnout and all that stuff.
Yeah. You made a post on the Facebook?
Did I?
Did you?
About what?
I don't know. I said somebody liked it, but it won't load, so it must not be real. The internet.
Liked what?
No, that's today. Never mind. Don't worry about it. I'm ready to.
Very confused.
Punch a 1 and a 0. Electronic things.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I'll be doing that.
Well, okay. Well, at least we get a little content up for now.
You know what you should do? Can I give you some homework?
Huh.
In preparation for D&D, you should read, and I might have a copy of it in the garage somewhere, but there's a book called The Crystal Shard. You should read that.
Okay.
It's like the introduction to all of it. It's like one of the biggest books in the world of D&D. It's a novel. It's a story. It's the first book in like a series of 30.
I'm not gonna do that.
You should. It's only like 300 pages. It might only be like 280. It's a pretty quick read. You should do it. It'll get you in the mood.
I think I'm Adventure Zone has got me straight. I'm ready.
Missing out.
I'm
just trying to get another person hooked on that series.
No,
so.
It's not. We'll see how the first campaign goes. Then we'll see if I'm into the world.
Yeah.
My character name, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be Idris Statham Hammer.
Jesus Christ. Hammer? Wait, hammer? What? You just threw a hammer in there for?
Yeah, because it has sound, or maybe like
the little dwarf cleric.
Something. Idris Statham Church. Something, depending on what my guy is. I'm not sure what my character is going to be. I think like a human. I think I'm just going to be a human.
It's like both of your British man crushes wrapped up into one D&D character. Makes sense.
I'm glad you picked up on that, Dan. Because
it could be a bard, because
when I talk in my character voice, it's going to be in their voice.
Right. We're in it.
Right. I'm a fucking cleric, isn't I?
I can make it a drinking game for everyone. Every time Idris Statham Hammer says in it.
Great. Oh, it's gonna be a drinking game regardless.
Well, for
just
you.
So you know.
It should be fun. We can. I mean, we can record the character creation and then decide if the world wants to hear it or not.
Sure. I'm definitely gonna need to beef up my storage though. Here somehow.
Do you have a? You don't have like a way to get one of those top-down cameras that, like, I'm thinking of the guy that does the COVID updates every day. The guy in the UK. He's got a little camera that, like what they do in cooking shows.
You
shows their hands.
You're looking at my setup.
Okay. So no.
Yeah.
Sweet. Good talk. You don't have like a giant box of useless electronics in your garage?
Go back to the office and get the camera and see if I could set up
oh, there you
something. Go. Why do you use that so you could see me rolling the dice and everything? Or?
No, it's just so you can while we build your character sheet, we can see your character sheet.
Oh, well, I think we'll just
you can just keep holding it up for everyone.
Yeah. Unless there's one like online I could fill out and then share the screen. Could I do that?
There are form fillable ones online.
Fillable one.
Mm-hmm. If not, I can make it form fillable for you and
because that's
send it back.
One of these had a character sheet. Oh, there it is. Yeah. That is it.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. Let me see the title of it. It's not focusing on that. I think it's hard to tell. It's like unbranded.
It says character name, character fighter, class and level, folk hero, background, race. I mean, I could. These are already. So if I wanted,
those are pre-filled.
Already pre-filled.
Gotcha.
So alignment is lawful good. Race is human. Mm-hmm. That might just be.
That is so not you.
No, it's not.
Oh, I'm gonna need probably chaotic neutral.
I got chaotic good, neutral good, lawful neutral. Those are my only options of the pre-filled ones.
I thought I saved a character sheet, but apparently, oh yeah, I did. There's the chaotic good is a high elf wizard. Ooh. Chaotic good is a high elf wizard. Oh, chaotic good. Yeah, that makes sense.
Plus,
they're nice, but they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Acrobatics, insight, huh?
That's something. That's a guide that you can use while you build. But there's math in there that it probably doesn't explain. There is a sheet on that folder that I shared with you.
Okay.
So go in there. I believe it's form fillable.
I'm not going to go in right now, but
I'm checking. I'm already in. Okay. Yep, it's form fillable. Yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah, that's the one you can use.
Well, this might be. I mean, just to start. I mean, Idris Jathamhammer could be a high elf.
You know what I've noticed? I hopefully you're not offended by this because I find it funny. People, like, as you might picture them just from their like physical appearance, always seem to do like the opposite of what they are in D&D.
Are you saying I don't look like an ebony statue?
I love playing dwarves all the time.
Well, that's just it. I didn't want to pick a dwarf. This is
a little too on the nose.
This is fantasy world, for fuck's sake.
I love drinking and yelling.
I want to be a chaotic good high elf.
There you go.
With flawless ebony skin. And martial arts skills.
That would be a drow elf.
No, whatever. I can modify that, I suppose.
You can. I believe they call those half drow. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, well we'll dig into that next time. Anything else?
Nope. The beasts are calling. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll try to get this. If I don't get it up tonight, I'll get it up tomorrow morning, and that way we got a little bit of content. I'll see about the. Can you message me the info on the YouTube channel? I don't think I have any of that.
Yeah.
I'll try to get this up. I'll get this one, and I'll put up the one with my cousins too.
Yes.
And if we still have a show after the one with my cousins, my God, it got dark. Really, really dark.
We'll see.
My one cousin is applying for jobs as a school teacher, he's a college professor, but he wants to start teaching school age kids now, and he's like, you can't use any of this.
So maybe putting that on YouTube is not a good idea.
I mean, you'll understand it if I ever show you parts of it. It's I mean, it's not. You'll see.
I can imagine. I've seen bits and pieces of the text thread.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, okay. Well, keep being kind to everyone. We're doing a great job. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through coronavirus.
Keep telling myself,
aren't we? All right, man. Well, hopefully I'll be able to layer in some music on this. Otherwise, we're just doing this no music style.
Doing it raw.
Hitting it raw, as always. All right, man. It's your line. See ya.